This is Venice, Louisiana, a place where I just spent a few days exploring for the first time. Venice has a rich history. Originally claimed by France in 1682, it has been a fishing hub dating back to as early as the mid-1700s, as French settlers began to establish communities along the fruitful Mississippi River Delta. Today, anglers from all over the world come here to experience this fishery, and one thing in particular, bull redfish. This is my first year coming to Louisiana, but I have heard the stories about how mad this fishery can be. Last year, a group of my friends had an epic time, catching numerous 40-inch redfish, and I was home receiving the pictures. So this year, I decided I would tag along, hoping to catch a few this size myself. As I made the long drive towards Louisiana, I stopped quickly for some sleep, before ultimately driving through the night and arriving at the ramp to fish the next morning. I had 3 days to try and get on some big fish, and as I dropped the skiff in, I began running out the Mississippi to try and do just that. But conditions were not ideal. Guys, day one, we're in Louisiana, so that is a good time. Honestly, this wind is just absolutely kind of diabolical. Got some cows over there, as you guys saw. I have no clue what I'm doing. I am here. You always hear about the red fishing, how it's pretty insane. I didn't even set up my camera stuff for the first 2 hours, then I just got blown up on by a stud in about 5 inches of water. So I was like, you know what? Let's put some of this stuff on, get you guys some content. We will be here for a couple days, as you guys probably know. This is day one. Day one, just exploring, getting the boat wet, see what happens, but it's super windy. It is just outrageous. But just kind of wait until check-in, go back to the house, get settled, all that stuff. But let's see if we can find a redfish in some of this marsh. I'm gonna tie on a DOA shrimp, see if we can get one up super shallow. Let's go. I tried to stay protected from the brutal winds by tucking up towards the marsh. And as I did, I quickly saw the vast amount of bait that lived here. Coming from Florida, it was nothing like I've ever seen before, and I began cruising down the shoreline trying to find a redfish to throw my lure. The first few hours of fishing were painfully slow, but as I explored these areas all new to me, before I knew it, I stumbled across some familiar-sized redfish.
Look at this little red right here. Those are small. All right, well, obviously this is not working. I need to switch to a gulp. Let me switch real quick. They want no part of the fluke. First fish of the trip, guys. First red of the trip. There we go. Oh, it's a long way to come. I saw him come up and roll. Look at that, guys. Oh. Guys, my first Louisiana redfish ever. There you guys, first Louisiana red. Alrighty guys, like I said, gotta start somewhere. I saw him kind of swim up. I think we might get more. I wish I had someone to pull, but with that being said, let's go get on some more.
After finally getting on board with my first redfish of the trip, I felt some relief get lifted off of my back. And as I continued down the marsh, I saw my first oversized redfish.
No. That was a stud. He didn't have it, I guess. Oh. Oh my gosh. This is so sick. Guys, Louisiana is actually insane. Oh my gosh. Like that thing is literally cruising at me. Oh. Guys, look at that. Honestly, I think the fact that I kind of had to work for him in the beginning makes these ones a lot more fun. Look at this guy, he's a little football. He is a fat little fish. You guys can see how fat he is. Look at those cows. That one was literally pushing a weight coming towards me. It's so funny. I can't wait till I see my first 40. This is a good way to start the week, guys. Just get some little ones. Obviously we want bigger ones, but by the way, guys, I'm using the Osprey. This is the Florida Fishing Products Osprey CE Pro. Go check them out. Great reel, very smooth, awesome drag. Anyways, let's get back on our red.
I feel like one of the first things you hear when talking about Louisiana fishing is how abundant the life is here. And I was noticing that very quickly. The amount of shrimp and mullet that were swimming around the boat was awesome. And you can see why so many redfish call this place home.
I mean, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of finger mullet and shrimp. It is just, you can see why this fishery is so healthy and why these fish get so big. It's not too hard to see why. Just take a look around. It's pretty epic.
As I started my Louisiana trip with those two fish, it was nearly time to check into the Airbnb. And with very little sleep, that was much appreciated. As I took in the sights and sounds of this unique place, I made my way back to the dock, where I ultimately got ready for the next day and hopefully some bigger fish as well.
Alrighty, guys, well, I mean, I don't know how many days this ended up being, 3, 4, whatever, but that is gonna be day one. I mean, beautiful, not really the perfect day, but with that being said, we had some action, which is all that matters. It is 3 o'clock, so I fished for quite some time, probably 6 hours, took a little nap on the front of the boat and whatnot, but with that being said, we got 2 reds, missed some other shots at some better fish, like low 30s, that you always hear that Louisiana fish are super easy, and then you cast it on its head, and not many fish like that. So change that tomorrow. The gulp worked good, missed some opportunities. I was throwing a fluke earlier. Those ones did not want it. But gonna go get some food, pull the boat out, rinse it off, whatever. But guys, tomorrow the goal, we got on the board, and the goal is to find a Louisiana red. Those reds I could have found 20 minutes from my house back home. So that being said, guys, let's see if we can't find one tomorrow.
As my day 2 began, I had a little change of plans. Instead of fishing where I caught the ones yesterday, I decided to follow one of my buddies to an area that produced some better fish the day prior. As I followed him through open water and the marsh, it was evident that it was as windy or more so than the first day. So I knew it was going to be tough sledding once again. As I arrived to the first spot, I was excited, and it wasn't long until we had some action.
Here, hold them up. It's a Florida redfish. Giant. Alrighty, guys, well, we are fishing. It is windy. Hunter just got a red. Ooh, this wind is awesome. Yeah, guys, I think the goal is just to tuck away from this wind any way we can. Even if there's no fish, at least you're not getting pummeled. I feel like there's gotta be one working this line. I had a deep little guy kind of swiping mine. There we go, there's a red. There's a couple more in here too. Ooh, look at that. Gorgeous. All right, well, the first one of day 2. Obviously not what we're after in terms of size, but it's a beautiful redfish. Look at him. Gorgeous colors on him. All of the ones here compared to Florida are like footballs. I mean, you see that thing. It's literally so heavy. It's funny, when you catch those little ones, they're all in little schools. I saw them all kind of spooking. I'm gonna go to a DOA shrimp. All right, let's try to find that big one, come on.
After that smaller red, I tucked back into a protected bay. And before I knew it, I had some great shots at tailing shallow water redfish.
There's a red in this marsh, I think. Look at that, that's so cool. He's in this marsh. He's tailing. Are you kidding me? How do you not eat that? Oh my God. Guys, people say these fish are dumb. I mean, like, that thing just investigated my freaking shrimp. All right, there's another one back there. He's working left to right. It is so windy. Guys going right to left. Come on, Christian. Oh my gosh. Guys, my luck on this trip is just awful. I felt him eat it. I don't understand. I felt him eat it. I set that hook. This is cool right here. They're crawling around. They're not huge. They're like the size of the ones back home, but bro, what is happening? These things literally eat it and spit it instantly. We gotta get one from here, man. Look at that red. Got him. Stay pin. Spit it. Guys, these hooks are absolutely terrible on this DOA shrimp. That is like the third missed redfish. Best one of the trip by far for me. Laid up. I mean, either way, that was a sick eat, so I'm happy, but frustrating.
After numerous missed fish, I was starting to get defeated. But then, as I checked my lure, I realized where it had started to go wrong. Whether it was the last fish or an earlier one, the hook had completely bent, obviously leading to some of the missed hook sets. I was over the DOA shrimp, and I decided to throw on a different shrimp pattern for my next sight casting opportunity, which came a lot sooner than I was expecting.
I think there's a big fish. So frustrating. Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's another one right there. Look at that fish. Guys, gorgeous fish right there. Look at that football. I mean, he's not big, especially for Louisiana, but absolutely gorgeous fish. Glad we got him sight casted. Look at that. So pretty. Let's get him back. He was in this grass. Super pretty. You guys can see this stuff right here. It's pretty textbook for reds.
That redfish was a much needed morale boost, and the details on him were awesome. These fish are pretty wherever you catch them, but driving 1,000 miles to catch these guys made me a little bit more appreciative than normal. As I re-rigged, reminiscing of the last fight, I found another pocket in the marsh and came across the best redfish of the trip thus far.
Really nice red right there. Got him. This one might stay pinned, guys. That's the best one of the trip. God, so pretty. Oh, coming out the boat. Taking me in the weeds. I don't know how strong this braid / leader is. Look at that, being able to muscle him out. It's kind of crazy we were able to get him out of there. Gorgeous fish. Gorgeous. Oh. Best one of the trip. Look how fat this thing is. That's just, like the shrimp pattern doesn't matter much. It's more so just the fact that can the hook hold up? Let's see how big he is. God, that tail is giant. He is 30. That is a pretty fish, guys. Gorgeous fish right there. Gorgeous.
As I released the best redfish of the 2 days thus far, I couldn't help but take in his colors. The fish was absolutely beautiful, and catching him in the marsh sight casted like that was special. His blue tail indicative of the crustacean diet he was on, and I was eager for more.
Guys, that felt nice. First one that's bigger than the average fish you'll catch in Florida, which felt nice. He was belly crawling. That was awesome. He smoked it. Hook didn't bend, which is nice, but that was the same cove. I'm basically just going back to some of these areas I fished earlier today where I saw them, and it's like new fish. Like that one that big wasn't in there earlier. Kind of went back, fished one of the same coves, and before you know it, a bigger one is in there, 30. So that being said, guys, day 2's getting put together. We haven't gotten our 40. That is the goal. That's why I came here. I drove 12 hours to get a 40-inch red. So that's the ultimate goal. And we'll see if we can do that. But getting bigger and bigger. And at the end of the day, guys, I know I say I want a 40, but I'm legitimately having a blast sight casting these fish. I mean, I'm not picky. From where I'm from, you guys might be watching this. If you're from Louisiana, come here a lot, kind of laughing. Where I'm from in Florida, 30-inch red's a stud, you know what I mean? Especially sight casted. So I'm having a blast. These fish are heavy, they fight hard. And let's go try to get on a big one now.
After that bigger red, the next few hours were slower. I had a great day 2 though, and I was hoping day 3 would be the cherry on top. As I met up with some of the other guys, we decided to head in towards the house and get ready for the last day.
All right, guys, well, beautiful backdrop in the Louisiana marsh. You guys see that, but fun second day. It is 4:05. I don't know if we caught 2 or 3. You guys saw, pretty frustrating. I mean, I legitimately had a 33 come off, which is approaching the size we want. I caught a 30, caught a 21, 22, I don't even know, early. Had numerous mid to upper 20s eat it and either spit it instantly or shake it, which is just crazy. I think the DOA shrimp hooks are just absolutely diabolical. Not going to be throwing one of those tomorrow. Honestly, may break out fly tomorrow, but that could get interesting. But with that being said, guys, I mean, we got a couple more days. Today's Thursday. I think I got Friday. So I got tomorrow and then probably Saturday morning. Then I might pack it up and head out of here. But with that being said, the hunt for the 40 continues in beautiful Venice, Louisiana. I am a huge fan of this place. Pretty awesome. It reminds me a lot of Everglades City in Chokoloskee. It's just the only reason you're there is to fish or get away from people. But here, I think it's even more emphasized. I think it's just to fish. So with that being said, guys, let's go do day number 3 tomorrow, possibly night on day 2. Some of my buddies got some reds. I'm going to cook some of those up. Let's go.
Day 3 was here, and it was my last shot at a 40-inch redfish, the reason I drove this distance. As I made my way through the Mississippi, I realized one thing. It was windier than normal, and that is saying something. As I cruised through the marsh, when I arrived at the first spot, it was apparent that that was the case.
Alrighty, guys, well, day 3. Let's see what we can make happen, get that shrimp out. It is blowing like crazy. Absolutely insane. We're gonna see what we can make happen. Got the shrimp. Been a good time so far. I'm having a great time. Wind in weather is just not in our favor. But that being said, guys, we're in Louisiana doing something different. Day 3, see what we can do.
As I trekked into the winds, I tried to look for reds tucked up in the marsh like the day before. As I made my way to a familiar spot, it wasn't long before I started seeing some action.
Just saw a red. All right, I've seen a couple more. Some nice red up there. Flutter out. All right, guys, we got to switch to something lighter. That's for sure. Switch to this DOA shrimp. Hopefully the hook doesn't bend like yesterday.
As I failed at trying to fool some of the fish in this marsh, I worked some of the familiar lines that I thought might be protected. But I quickly realized that I didn't think today was going to be the day that I had once hoped. So I knew it was time for a pivot. By 1 o'clock, the winds had basically become unfishable. And with one evening left, we wanted to feel some more tug. So we decided to pivot to the classic popping cork and shrimp to try and throw some numbers in the boat. And it ended up being a great call.
Uh-oh.
Time slipping through my fingers. Can't recall all the days.
There's no comparison!
The shrimp were working. And between the 3 boats fishing the same line, we were having a great time. We were catching redfish, sheepshead, and flounder, planning on taking a few back to the dock for that night's dinner. As we were doing this, I felt the Louisiana trip coming to a close, and I was content to say the least. I had a great time chasing some fish, and the challenge almost made it more fun. Whenever you're fishing anywhere, if it is too easy, that defeats the purpose. The challenge and thrill of finally accomplishing your goal is what makes it worth it, and I think that is what is going to make Louisiana 2026 worth the wait. As we continued catching sheepshead and redfish, it was nearly time to head in and prepare for dinner and the long drive home. As we filleted the fish, we took it to the local bar and had them cook it up for one final meal. It was a phenomenal way to end our Louisiana trip, and I was glad I was able to share some of this trip with you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, God bless.